Good evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Jefferson Robbins, but I'm wearing Grant Olson's tie. He's out this week. Hopefully he's enjoying this beautiful Wenatchee Valley weather. We've got today's top news stories coming up. First, let's take a quick look right outside this here weather window. Beautiful day. We've had an unbroken streak of mild temperatures and sun all week ever since that cold moved in over the weekend and into this past Monday. We are likely to see a little bit lower temperatures creeping up into the picture very subtly, and tomorrow some breeze is expected. You're looking at a forecast here from the National Weather Service calling for gusts up to 20 to 30 miles per hour. That's the possible extent of the wind tomorrow. In the meantime, enjoy what you get. Autumn weather can be unpredictable. Eric Grantrom is going to be along soon with your full weather outlook. And first, we've got a few stories that we're following for you tonight. An Okanogan County hero is dead more than a month after his injury battling a wildfire. Chelan County may soon have new resources to aid its homeless population. And the iconic Saddle Rock gets a much-needed toxic tidying up. But first up in news, Christian Johnson, the assistant fire chief for Okanogan County Fire District 3, died Wednesday from injuries he sustained fighting the spring coulee fire in early September. Johnson, an Okanogan resident, had been at Harborview Medical Center in Seattle since September 1st after suffering burns to more than half his body. He was 55 years old. Johnson and another firefighter were outside a brush truck when he was overcome by flames. The other firefighter was able to escape. The spring coulee fire burned 142 acres before being contained. State Commissioner of Public Lands Hillary Franz said in a statement today, quote, "Everyone at DNR is holding the family of Assistant Chief Christian Johnson in our hearts. Christian, an Army veteran and a member of Okanogan County Fire District 3, is a hero." Well, the Douglas County Sheriff's Office says it's identified a second suspect in a September 27th robbery at a Banks Lake campsite, where one man was arrested after being run over by a getaway car. Kai M. Shelton, who's 31, is sought for allegedly helping to steal 2 portable Honda generators from a campsite. The campers returned to find their site being looted and chased the group of suspects who fled in 2 vehicles. One suspect, Joseph Aaron Lacey of Yakima, was run over by one of the 2 getaway vehicles and later arrested. Deputies say Shelton was among the suspects who fled. Anyone spotting Shelton or the vehicles or having any related information should call the Douglas County Sheriff's Office 884-0941 or 663-9911. While here in the Wenatchee Valley, crews have been busy since September 16th, removing arsenic-contaminated rocks and soil from the popular Saddle Rock hiking area. Big and small dump trucks have been hauling out the mining waste for transport to the landfill in East Wenatchee as part of the first phase of the cleanup. Hiking access to Saddle Rock remains open from either Dry Gulch or the trail near the Wenatchee Racquet and Athletic Club. The main hiking trail is expected to remain closed through the end of November. And just in time for that cleanup effort, Saddle Rock officially became Saddle Rock this week. The state's Board of Natural Resources on Tuesday formally designated the dual rock outcroppings under the Saddle Rock name, while the hilltop on which they rest became Saddle Gap. On some older maps, the hill was known as Squaw Saddle, derived from an outdated and derogatory term for Native American women. The Saddle Rock and Saddle Gap names are now official as far as the state is concerned. The U.S. Geological Survey still must make the correction on all federal mapping systems, from which Google Maps and other guide services harvest their data. Well, coming up next, a little blue frog stands out from the crowd in a state biology survey. That's just ahead. I'm Jefferson Robbins, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
Are you like many who are lacking in their retirement plan but are skeptical to talk to an advisor? Are you concerned about where you should put your money or who to trust? At Solomon Financial, we are more about the people we serve than policies or products. We are a fee-based fiduciary with the mission of giving you the peace of mind so you can live the retirement of your dreams. If you have any of these questions or concerns, we'd welcome you to come see us.
When you're ready to purchase your next vehicle, make sure you stop by Sangster Motors. They're your locally owned and operated Buick and GMC dealer offering 4 acres of new and quality used inventory. Their philosophy is simple. They offer you the best product at a competitive price, all with impeccable service. Stop in today, have some popcorn or coffee at Gear Up Java, let the kids play, and talk with one of the Sangsters about your next vehicle. You'll find them on the corner of 9th and Miller in Wenatchee or online at sangstermotors.com. Caring about your family is what brings you back to theirs.
Family roles roles change with time. You may find yourself being an unpaid caregiver to a loved one. Caregiving can be rewarding, but also stressful. Taking care of yourself is vital. Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington has low or no cost services for unpaid caregivers, such as in-home support, care supplies, and counseling. Connect in your local area by calling Aging and Adult Care at 800-572-4459 and mention you're interested in caregiver support.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. There's one special variety of frog that's rare in Washington State, but even rarer when it comes in a different color. There are only between 700 and 1,500 northern leopard frogs in the state, all of them residing in North Potholes Reservoir near Moses Lake. When biologists and volunteers with the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife surveyed that frog population back in August, they came across an unusual example of the species. Wildlife biologist Sean Doherty explains.
Typically, northern leopard frogs are either green or brown. We have both varieties, and green is the recessive, brown is dominant. During the course of the survey, we stumbled across a blue frog. And so at first I wasn't quite sure that it was the right kind of frog. It was just bizarre. So then we took some pictures like, gee whiz, that's really cool, and then shared it amongst some colleagues, and we're like, wow, that is actually really cool, and that's surprisingly rare. So.
Now, northern leopard frogs are an endangered species in the state and a species of concern for federal wildlife agencies. The blue frog's mutation is exciting, but its chances of passing on the trait aren't so good. Doherty says about 90% of the frogs die before they can reach maturity. Well, housing for Wenatchee Valley homeless population is the purpose of a new public-private program soon to be administered here. New legislation allows a larger portion of local sales tax revenue to be returned to cities and counties for that purpose. And Chelan County Commissioner Kevin Overbay says the counties are collaborating on where and how the funds can best be used.
And that funding will be able to be utilized. I'll use the example of the Women's Resource Center. They were able to get a $3 million housing grant to build permanent supportive housing, an additional 20 units at Parkside. And a lot of times those grants come with a match funding requirement. So we'd be able to utilize these funds for a match fund requirement, be able to use these funds for private-public partnerships to improve housing, to improve low-income housing pieces. There's a development currently right now that's being built by Catholic Family Charities on the backside of the Viewdale property, 67 units, and the commission had an opportunity to go ahead and provide funding assistance to that as well as part of the funding that came out of a 2018 bill, 1570, that increased the fees on recording by $25, and so we earmarked those dollars to go towards that to help them get a $12 million, secure $12 million grant from Commerce for that $15 million project. And so this gives an opportunity for communities to put into capital facilities to help with the housing crisis that we have currently.
Now, Overbay says data collected earlier this year showed a slight reduction in our area's homeless population. He attributes that to the variety of services and programs offered locally. Revenue sharing agreements between the city and the counties pay for programs that aid the homeless and low income. Now, you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, Eric Grantrom gives us all this weekend's events, plus your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come, so please stay with us.
Being able to support yourself and your family is an important part of who we are. We all need to know we're able to provide ourselves with a secure future. Some job seekers have a harder time finding work. That's why Goodwill's Employment Connection Center is here, a free walk-in job search assistance program designed to help people find work. When you shop at or donate to Goodwill, you're really being a job creator, and that's a good thing for everyone's future. Goodwill, there's more behind the store.
Travel enhances your life in every way. Let the travel professionals at Journey Travel and Tours help you plan that dream vacation. Don't leave the important details to those nameless, faceless online agencies. At Journey Travel and Tours, our goal is to build relationships that last a lifetime. And when you do need help, we have a 24-hour helpline that is routed to one of the agents in our office. When you think travel, think Journey Travel and Tours. It's where your journey begins. Like us on Facebook, and you could be one of our monthly winners.
Only one dealership dealership in Wenatchee has Motor Trend's SUV of the Year and Truck of the Year. That's right, Town Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram has the all-new Jeep Wrangler and the all-new Ram 1500 pickup. Or get the best of both worlds in the new Jeep Gladiator. Visit Town Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram today for more information on these award winners and see why there's no reason to leave town to buy your next vehicle.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Eric Grantrom. Time to find out what's happening around the area this weekend with Megan McPherson.
Here's a look at what's on tap this weekend around the Wenatchee Valley. Join the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center for the first Friday public opening of the My Sky exhibit. All ages are encouraged to come experience the fun of hands-on science. Get your hands on an enormous 5-foot-wide model of the moon. Explore close-up images of what the sun looked like on your birthday last year and invent your own new constellations. The exhibit will introduce you to scientists, artists, and other people who are inspired by the sky above us. Admission is free all day starting at 10 a.m. on the first Friday of every month, and hours are extended to 8 p.m. with light refreshments and snacks offered after 5. The 10th annual Mahogany and Merlot Festival is happening this Friday through Sunday in Chelan. This is a fun-filled weekend of hydroplane exhibitions on Lake Chelan, including vintage boats, antique and classic boats, classic cars, a vendor village in Don Morse Park, a waterfront beer garden, Friday night car show and street dance, and many more fun activities. Apple Days takes place this Friday through Sunday at the Kashmir Museum in Pioneer Village. Kashmir's annual Fall Family Festival will feature the music of Hank Kramer and Mariachi Wenatchee, the acrobats of the Wenatchee Youth Circus, black powder shootouts with the shooters, face painting, food, and fun. The judging of the apple pie contest is at 6 p.m. on Friday, and pie drop-off is from noon to 5 p.m. that same day. Hike for a Cause is this Saturday from 11:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Walla Walla Point Park. Walk, bike, run, or skate, whether it's 1 mile or 11 miles. This joint event with CASA and the YMCA has a collective goal of impacting 5,000 children by the end of the year. The event goal is to raise awareness for outreach, programs, and services to children and families in the Wenatchee Valley. Funds raised will support the YMCA's youth and teen programs and scholarship funds, as well as enable CASA to continue to provide child advocates for abused and neglected children in the community. There will be games and family fun, as well as prizes for Best All-Around Family Costume Theme, Best Costume, Best Dog Costume, and Best Kids Costumes. And finally, the 3rd annual Superhero Walk is this Sunday from noon to 3 at Riverwalk Park. This walk brings the community together for one single goal: to raise funds for continued financial support, scholarships, programs, gas cards, education, and play opportunities for kids with cancer, special needs, and chronic illness. No registration is required, and the walk is by donation. The walk starts at 12:15 p.m. and there will be family-friendly games, food, prizes, and fun. Dress up as your favorite superhero and bring your family and some cash to help support our warriors. For more information on this weekend's events and others, visit the community calendar at ncwlife.com.
Well, how about that? 2 weekends in a row of hydroplanes up on Chelan. A much better weekend this weekend for Mahogany and Merlot as opposed to last weekend. If you get a chance, by the way, check a look at the old hydroplanes. Not sure if the Miss Paying Back or the Atlas Van Line is going to be here this weekend, but neat event happening up in Chelan. A neat day today with the gorgeous sunshine. Thanks to the folks at Sky-Fi Wireless and LocalTel for our view of the valley here today. And this is kind of a harbinger of things to come, if you will. We did get up to much warmer temperatures today than what we've had, but you can see from our Rock Island camera here, mostly sunny skies. We do have this band of clouds on the horizon. That's going to start flowing over the Cascade Crest and kind of influence our weather possibly coming up tonight. Before we get to that, let's talk about what happened today. With the sunshine today and looking at our almanac, we got up to a 61-degree high today. That was right about where they expected it to be. 45 was our overnight low, so much warmer. I didn't have the heat kicking on near as much last night at the house. The low temperature this morning was about 5 o'clock this morning. Much normal temperatures. 69 our normal high for today, 46 the overnight lows. So we're right back in that sweet spot of being normal for this time of year. 1988, we were pretty warm on the 3rd day of October here for the Wenatchee Valley with 83 degrees. The record low set a couple of times. Last year, I don't know if you remember, it was cold, 35 degrees last year. And then also in 1968, that record low of 35 degrees. No rain yesterday, so we're still at 5 5.9 inches for the month. Sun rose this morning at 7:02. Sunset tonight at 6:36. About 4 minutes less of daylight today than we had yesterday. So shrinking by the day as they go by. So let's talk about things and put this in motion here. Here you see the cloud cover. This is going to filter over the Cascade Crest and come into us overnight tonight. It's also bringing a little bit of moisture with it, so we could see some showers in the overnight hours. There's a high pressure system that's starting to build, however, that is off down here in the southern part of Idaho by the weekend. That's going to make the cloud cover pretty much non-existent for the weekend, for Saturday and Sunday and into Monday. And then as we get into Tuesday, another brief system is going to sweep on through here, give us some clouds, maybe a chance of some showers. Precipitation, let's talk about that. Again, tonight we're looking for these showers to maybe bend over and drop down and get us a little wet here in the Wenatchee Valley. For the weekend, it's going to be dry for the most part. We're going to see dry conditions until Monday and Tuesday. Here's when that band comes down quickly on Tuesday. And then the latter part of next week is when we're really looking for the storm system, as this low pressure system will sag in from Canada. We're going to get some moisture off the coast that's going to come our way, maybe even give us some snow in a higher elevation, so maybe some pass traveling could be interesting by the end of next week into the weekend. Again, temperatures. We see for the most part with this high pressure system that's centered down here in the southern part of Idaho, it's going to keep things fairly moderate to normal, maybe even above normal with 70 degrees on Monday. But then we're going to get that change. That system's going to sag down and we're going to get this cold air mass. It's going to circle in from British Columbia. It's going to come sagging down our way. It's going to cause some cold temperatures in the mountains, maybe some cooling also here in eastern Washington. As we take a look at the surface loop, now let's look at our quick lube and tune forecast here for the Wenatchee Valley. Again, showers overnight tonight, about a 30% chance of rain. Nighttime lows getting down to around 42 degrees. Tomorrow going to wake up to some clouds, maybe a few rain spittles here and there, but the wind's going to increase tomorrow. Some places in East Washington looking at winds up to 30 miles an hour. Here for the Wenatchee Valley, 10 to 15 possible. That's going to blow away the cloud cover, leave us with sunny skies. Might be a little brisk for football tomorrow night. 63 for the high tomorrow, 43 for the overnight low. As we get into the weekend, it's going to be very nice with sunny skies, maybe some breezes in the morning on Saturday. 63 for the high on Saturday. Sunday's forecast looking at sunny skies and 66. As we mentioned, Monday might even be warmer. 70 degrees possible on Monday with some increasing clouds by Monday night and a chance of showers Monday night into Tuesday. Wednesday looking at sunny skies. And then here comes that system barreling in from the Pacific and mixing with that cold air out of Canada. Who knows what we'll see by next Thursday, Friday, Saturday, but definitely going to be a change coming our way. That's your quick lube and tune forecast. Stay right there. I'll have sports news next on the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Some jobs are a calling. They take passion and a devotion to the community. They're here for your kids, guiding the next generation of leaders. At Gisa Credit Union, we help you support local teachers. Every purchase you make with the Gisa Local Heroes Affinity Debit Card, we make a donation to select teacher organizations. After all, we can never repay them, but we can do our best to help a little with the Gisa Teachers Affinity Debit Card.
Bring the whole family up to Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house in historic downtown Chelan. Applewood smoked brisket, street-style tacos, and our award-winning barbecue rubs and sauces. Our meals pair perfectly with our exciting lineup of craft ales, made right here in Chelan. We've got room for big groups, or give us a call for catering. So grab the kids and check out the fun at Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house located in the heart of Chelan.
With 15,000 square feet to explore, you'll find something special at the Antique Mall at Cashmere. For the do-it-yourselfers and those with a keen eye for making something old fresh and new again, the Antique Mall at Cashmere is the place to come find your next project. From the coin enthusiasts to avid collectors, Antique Mall at Cashmere has treasures in every corner. Come find your treasure today. Antique Mall at Cashmere's friendly staff is here to help. Stop on by today.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Thursday to you. In a season of home runs, Tampa Bay ranked towards the bottom of Major League Baseball as a team in that category, but you wouldn't have guessed it last night. Rays hit 4 home runs, powered past Oakland 5-1 in the American League wildcard game. Yandy Diaz led off the game with a shot to right center to give Tampa Bay the early lead it would never relinquish. Abisail Garcia homered in the second, followed by Diaz again in the third. It was 4-0 Rays before Oakland knew what hit them. Tommy Pham put the exclamation point on the night for the Rays with a solar shot in the fifth. Charlie Morton earned the victory on the mound, going 5 innings, allowing 1 run on 5 hits, 4 strikeouts, and 3 walks. Tampa Bay advances to face Houston in the ALDS on Friday. Well, the playoffs officially get underway tonight with 2 games in the National League Divisional Series. St. Louis is at Atlanta to face the Braves. It's also Dallas Keuchel versus Miles Mikolas on that one. Then Dodgers hosting the Nationals on TBS. Walker Buehler gets the start for L.A., while Patrick Corbin will go for Washington. Both American League Divisional Series get underway Friday as Houston entertains Tampa Bay at 11:05 on FS1, followed by Minnesota and the Yankees at 4:07 on the MLB network. Both NLDS Game 2s also tomorrow as well in Atlanta and Los Angeles. Here's what we have on tap locally in high school sports. Girls soccer today. Okanagan is hosting Cascade, while Chelan's at Brewster. Manson welcomes Tonasket. The game times at 6 for Quincy at home against East Valley, while Ephrata's at Wapato. Cashmere hosting Omak tonight at 6:30. The Eastmont girls volleyball team is in Phoenix to take part in the Nike Tournament of Champions. Closer to home, Entiat is on the road at Easton. An hour later at 6:30 at Soap Lake and Manson, Okanagan to host Cascade. Omak visits Cashmere, that is. And then tonight at 7, Wenatchee plays at Ike. Moses Lake hosts Davis. Quincy's at Toppenish, and Ephrata takes on Grandview. Wenatchee girls swim team on the road today. They were in Yakima earlier for the swim against West Valley and Davis. That took place at Lions Pool. Cashmere Bulldogs off to a 3-1 start, and Coach Brian Bremer's second year at the helm. His team will host Omak in each school's league opener Friday night under the lights in Cashmere and here in front of the cameras on the NCWLIFE channel. He says he knows the Pioneers will be up for the challenge.
They got a coaching staff up there that does it right. And you can tell they game plan. Yeah, they do things right. They have a really, really good tailback. Quarterback can flat out sling it. Lefty quarterback that can sling it. Yeah, it's going to be a good test for us.
Face a left-handed quarterback. That's different. You don't see that hardly at all ranks of football. So do you change things up defensively on keys and things like that?
Yeah, you really don't change too much. The only thing you kind of tell your contained type of players, your outside linebackers, is which direction he's going to want to roll. Again, most quarterbacks are going to want to roll to their throw hand side. So he's not going to want to go opposite his body. If he gets pressure, he's going to go to his left side, which we're not used to. Yeah, we'll see if we can contain him, keep him in the pocket.
Now, one of Cashmere's 10 seniors is receiver and defensive back Reed Smith. He says it took a while for everyone to adapt to Coach Bremer's approach.
Last year was a little difficult, but this year we all get it a lot more, and it's easier to understand, and it's really fun to run once you get it.
Speaking of fun, it sounds like this guy provides a lot of fun for you guys, both practice and everything else.
Yep. Yeah, he's awesome. He's just full of energy. Practices are awesome. We just compete and have fun in practice every day.
So tell me about Omak and what you expect in this game here tonight.
It's going to be a battle, and we know what they can do, but we know what we can do also. So we're going to expect a battle.
I'll be alongside Grant Olson for your play-by-play tomorrow night. Pregame at 6:45 at Cashmere High School. We'll also bring you a special halftime ceremony with the Hall of Fame inductions of former football coaches Bill Elliott and Jack Collins. Wenatchee will be on the road for the first time this season tomorrow in Moses Lake. Coach Scott Devereaux says with the Chiefs struggling, it would be too easy for his team to relax and get tripped up.
I talked to our guys today after practice. I wasn't really happy with the way we practiced today about what a trap game is and how we were set up for it. We have 3 starters possibly out, and we didn't practice well today. And, it's our first road trip. It's their homecoming, and it's Moses Lake. And, so we talked about what needs to be firing correctly for us to be successful down there Friday. And I expect Moses Lake to come out and play their best game of the season. And that's what I told the guys. They're going to play their best game of the season. And are we? That's the question mark. So it's game 5, and we should see another big jump as far as improvement goes. And that's what I expect to see.
Kickoff at Lions Field tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. The Eastmont Wildcats take a 4-0 record on the road to West Valley to take on the 1-3 Rams. Eastmont coach Michael Don says he's excited to get into the Big Nine portion of their schedule after going undefeated in 4 non-league games.
Always play us tough every year. It doesn't really matter. It goes from 2 years ago, nail biter here. They scored with 17 seconds to go, and that ended up being the game that kept us out of the state playoffs. And last year they played us tough, even though we felt like we were a lot better at the time. But they stayed in it and they played hard. And we expect the same thing this year. Their coaches do a great job, and they got some talented kids catching the ball, and they got a good solid quarterback who's been throwing it 30-plus times a game. And so it's always scary when a team can do those things.
Eastmont and West Valley kick off at Zeffel Stadium tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Well, be sure to tune in tomorrow morning to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley for a breakdown of tonight's Seahawks and Rams game on Thursday Night Football. Both teams coming in at 3-1, so it's an early test to see where Seattle ranks as it takes on the defending NFC champion Rams. We also have our first hockey night of the season on the NCWLIFE channel tonight. It's a game from back in September between the Wenatchee Wild and the Trail Smoke Eaters from the Town Toyota Center. Voice of the Wenatchee Wild, Arch Ecker, will have your play-by-play tonight at 7 o'clock right here on your television home for the Wenatchee Wild, the NCWLIFE channel. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Grantrom. Jefferson, back to you.
Eric Grantrom, thank you so much. It's time now for our weekly Kennel Cameos feature from the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. Today, NCWLIFE's Megan McPherson is going to introduce us to her friend, Remy, the dog.
Hey guys, Megan here with the NCWLIFE channel. We're here with Jenny, the volunteer coordinator at the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, and joining us this week is Remy. Can you tell us about Remy?
Yes, Remy's one of our senior guys around here. He's a little bit older. We feel a little bit bad for him because nobody's coming to check on Remy or see Remy, but he is a delightful guy. He loves his people. He's not particularly great with dogs. We don't know how he is with cats, but probably not a good idea. He just really does want his people. He loves fetch. He loves balls. As you can see, he's a really good boy. And we want somebody to come at least meet Remy.
Yeah. And if someone's interested in adopting him, what should they do?
They should come on down to the shelter and meet Remy, and he is ready to go today.
The Wenatchee Valley Humane Society is located at 1474 South Wenatchee Avenue and is open Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org. This has been Kennel Cameos at the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society.
Oh, Remy, if I didn't already have a dog myself. Well, finally from us tonight, there's a welcoming new addition to the Pybus Market Public Plaza, River Dance, a depiction of leaping salmon by the late Kashmir artist William Reese. Reese passed away in 2010 after a lifetime creating bronzes and paintings in his Wenatchee Valley studio. His widow, Fran, spoke at the dedication Wednesday as part of the Taste of Pybus fundraiser for the market's nonprofit foundation. Another version of River Dance also sits in the front plaza of the Kashmir Museum in Pioneer Village. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, find us on Facebook or on our website at ncwlife.com. Remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you, so you can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call, 888-6295. That's 888-NCWL. Also, keep it right here on the NCWLIFE channel tomorrow morning for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with your host, Dan Kuntz, filling in for Grant Olson and wearing his tie. I'm Jefferson Robbins. We'll see you here tomorrow night.
NCWLIFE channel is your home for local news, local weather, and events including live local high school sports. Watch inspiring local shows featuring local people. Don't miss Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Let's learn. Guada TV. Street Talk and other stuff. The 12th District. Life with Lisa. and the arbiter of Stoke. NCW Life Channel is your local TV station.
I am Dan Coops. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We got news, we got sports, we got weather, we got obscure holiday, today in history, birthdays. Those actresses from the 70s that I had a huge crush on: Lindsay Wagner, Jane Russell, Meryl Streep, Barbara Bush. Wanted to wish her a happy birthday. It gave me an excuse to throw her picture up on my show. Exclusive distributors of Life Water, now available in the shatterproof plastic bottle.
Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, mornings at 7 o'clock on the NCW Life Channel.